Hey guys, it's Stacy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. I asked you guys if you'd be interested in it and to submit questions if you had any, and I got quite a few responses, so I thought I'd go ahead and do that. I asked for questions on Insta Story, Instagram as like a post, and then also on Twitter, so that's where all of these questions come from. So thank you so much for all you guys who asked these questions so that I can make this video. So I'm just going to go ahead and read these questions off my cell phone here. So the first question is, how long have you been watching Supernatural? And then also a very similar question that I got is, when did you start watching Supernatural? So I have been watching Supernatural since around January of 2016. It was recommended to me by my sister. This is the same sister that recommended Buffy to me originally, which I think, as you guys probably know by now, I love Buffy. That was like my first cult fandom following that I fell in love with. I started watching Supernatural on Netflix and I just totally binged it, and the job that I had at the time really allowed me to watch Supernatural when it was downtime. So that's what I was doing, like on my lunch breaks and stuff, was watching Supernatural, and I binged it, and I was caught up to where season 11 was airing live by, I want to say, like March or April. I think March, maybe April. So I watched like 10.5 seasons in a very short amount of time. The next question is, what advice would you give to someone thinking about getting into SPN? My advice would be to just be open and ready to be completely loved and embraced by the SPN family, because it's a very, very special fandom and you will not regret it if you join us. Next question is, favorite thing about Jensen Ackles. It's very hard for me to answer this question because how can I just have one favorite thing about Jensen Ackles? But I think one of the things that I really like about him is that he comes across as very earnest and modest and sincere. Next question is, what is my favorite photo op? This is another tough one because I love the photos that I've gotten, but I will have to say that my favorite photo op right now, or at least so far from the ones I have, has to be my last Jensen photo op from JaxCon of 2018. It was I just feel like we almost look like a couple in that photo, which I'm totally down about. And it was just a really nice experience. And I remember him rubbing my back as I was leaving, and I don't know, it was awesome. Okay, it was great. The next question is, what was your first SPN con like? Were you scared, nervous, etc.? I will have to say mostly excited. I was a little nervous just because I was pretty much going on my own. One of my friends went with me, but she had a different level of pass and she wasn't going to all the events or all the days. So I was kind of on my own, and I personally am a planner. Like, I like to know what's coming ahead of time. So that was a little nerve-wracking, but everyone there is so nice, and I've made friends, as you guys probably know, at all the cons that I've gone to. So mostly excited. Favorite piece of SPN merchandise? Probably, and I know this isn't just one favorite thing, but I love my Funko Pop of Dean and Baby, and I also love a few of my fandom shirts that I have, or SPN shirts. And then I also really love this, like, I call it a car jar, but it's like this little metal piece that hangs in your car with charms on it, and it has saving people, hunting things, like, stamped on it. That's a really cool piece that I love. Favorite autograph? My favorite autograph is the one that I have of me and my cat Chester. We're both wearing plaid, matching plaid to be exact. Yes, he's wearing a plaid shirt. And I love that photo. I just think it's kind of creative, and I had Jensen and Jared sign it. So yeah, not SPN related, but if you could have anyone play you in a movie about you, who would it be? Super random, but Rachel McAdams. I love Rachel McAdams. I think she's beautiful and a good actress, so that's who I would pick. What was your favorite convention and best memory with the cast at that con? So overall, my favorite con was probably the last one, just because I got to go with a really close friend of mine from work, and also two of my friends that I had met at the last two conventions, so we all got to like room together and hang out. So that's probably my favorite con overall. But as far as like interactions with the cast, I really loved interacting with Julian Richings, who plays Death. He's also on, or he was on, one of my favorite shows called Heartland. It's a Canadian show about a horse farm and a girl on that horse farm and her training and whatnot. And he was just delightful. He was nothing like his character on Supernatural or on Heartland. Very upbeat and energetic. So that would be my favorite interaction that I've had with a cast member. Who's your favorite Harry Potter character? It's a tough call. It's a tie between Neville Longbottom and Remus Lupin, because I think they did the best they could with what they had. What was the first episode of Supernatural that got you truly hooked? For me, this is from Narelle McLeod on Instagram. She said, for me, it was the pilot, but I lost my way there for a little while, so I made Scooby Natural drive me back on the wagon. For me, that's a tough one, honestly. As I said, I watched the whole, like, 10.5 seasons in 3 months, so I was hooked from the beginning, but ones that stand out early on are Providence, the one about that painting, a super creepy good episode. Don't watch it at dark if you get scared alone, because that would have been me. And also The Benders, because it wasn't monsters, it ended up being humans. So that was a really cool standout episode for me too. What is your advice to someone who's going to their first supernatural convention? I would say get connected with people on social media platforms that you can, like Facebook groups. That's what I did. There are a ton of people in there who have been to many, many cons or several cons before that, or they might be new like you, and they're very open and willing to answering any questions that you might have. Okay, the last question is, what does a general admission ticket get you? Can you go to a panel, or is this extra? And this comes from my friend Brooke Leanne, so thank you for saying this question, Brooke. It's a good question. I actually had to do a little bit of research on this, but for the general admission weekend package, you get a seat in the theater. You don't get to pick your seat, but you get guaranteed a seat in the theater, and yes, you get to attend panels, all except for the gold panel that happens on Sunday, and that's just for people who have a gold ticket, and that's a Jared and Jensen 30-minute panel. But you get to see Jared and Jensen later on that day, and the longer panel, and the panels before that, including Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There are also general admission single day tickets, which you can pick the day that you want to go to. Again, you get a seat in the theater. You don't get to pick it, but you're guaranteed a seat. And they're cheaper on Friday, and then the price goes up as you get to Sunday. So that is all the questions that I got. Thank you guys so much for sending those in. If you have any other requests for videos, please comment down below, like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm currently at 112 subscribers, which is very exciting, and I'd like to keep climbing and growing. I upload every Tuesday at 3 p.m. if you don't already know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!